I just shared about Bhavanga, the Bhavanga Citta. This is from Peter Harvey's The Selfless Mind, which I've been reading and I'm really impressed with. I'm having a lot of fun learning about early Buddhist ideas of self, personality, and nibbana. So here I'm going to read this section, 1020, on the brightly shining Citta. Starts on page 166 if you come across the book. To add to the above discussion of Bhavanga, the brightly shining Citta, which the commentaries identify it with, will now be investigated. The brightly shining Pabhasara mind is a mysterious form of Citta, often alluded to in the living Theravadan tradition, and also the basis for Mahayanan talk of the Buddha nature, or enlightened potential in all beings. Its treatment in the early texts has been little discussed, however. By examining it alongside Bhavanga, it is hoped that there will be a mutual illumination between these two important concepts. The key early sutta reference for the brightly shining Citta consists of two suttas found at Anguttara Nikaya 1, 8 through 10, and 10 through 11. The first, called the Citta Directed and Uncovered section, develops as follows. 1. Just as the spike of a bearded wheat will pierce the hand and draw blood, provided that it is well directed, so the Citta will pierce spiritual ignorance, draw knowledge, and realize nibbana, provided it is well directed. A person whose Citta is corrupt and turbid will be reborn in a hellish realm of tortured consciousness, and cannot understand what is for the true welfare of himself or others, nor realize the states surpassing those of ordinary humans. The excellent knowledge and vision, jnana dasana, befitting the holy ones, araya, the states of deep calm and liberating insight that are the fruit of spiritual practice. One whose Citta is translucent, pasana, and unturbid, however, will be reborn in a heavenly rebirth, and be able to realize such things, just as a person with good eyesight is able to look into a clear and undisturbed pool, unmuddied and uncovered by froth, and see the oysters and the shells, the pebbles and the gravel as they lie, or the shoals of fish that dart about. 3. I know of no other single process which, thus developed and made much of, is pliable, mudu, and workable, kamanyan, as is this Citta. Monks, the Citta which is thus developed and made much of, through meditation, is pliable and workable. Monks, I know of no other single process so quick to change, lahu parivatam, as is this Citta. Monks, or this is 4. Monks, this Citta is brightly shining, pabhasaram, but it is defiled, upakilitan, by defilements which arrive. I can't pronounce that word, but it has kalesha in it, so it's something to do with the defilements arriving. Monks, this Citta is brightly shining, but it is freed, vipamutan, from defilements which arrive, the kleshas. So there's a bright mind that is muddied by these kleshas. Hear this bright mind again. I am associating with Amitabha Buddha. Peter Harvey continues. This clearly indicates the existence of a radiant Citta, which exists whether or not it is corrupt and defiled, or translucent and freed from defilements. Even the corrupt person destined for hell thus has a brightly shining Citta, covered, so to speak, by the defilements which obscure it, This expresses a very positive view of human nature, and, indeed, of the nature of all beings. Buddhaghosa refers to this radiant citta as the naturally pure, pakati parisuddham, bhavanga citta. So this is the next section. In line with this, the following sutta implies that loving kindness, metta, is a quality of the brightly shining citta. The passage refers to knowledge of this citta as leading a person to meditatively develop their citta, and then immediately says that the development of loving kindness citta, for however little time, is always of great benefit. This implies that the brightly shining citta, which is always there to be uncovered, is already endowed with a loving kindness, providing a sound basis for any conscious development of this quality. Accordingly, it is said that the liberation of mind by loving kindness shines, bhasate, and glows and radiates, and is like the radiance, pabha, of the moon. What, though, are the defilements, upakileshas, which cover and defile the radiant citta? The commentary says attachment, raga, etc., i.e. attachment, hatred, and delusion. Greed, hatred, and delusion. The next one. While the Majjhima Nikaya 191 speaks of greed, hatred, and delusion as upakileshas of citta. The Samyutta Nikaya 3:23-24 lists the upakileshas as desire and attachment, chanda raga, for a comprehensive range of mental and physical states, mental and physical states. Abandoning such defilements allows the citta to be workable. Kama niyam, with respect to the other states to be experienced by higher knowledge. Abhinya. Other texts refer to different sets of upakilesas of citta. Majjhima Nikaya 3, 157-61 lists vacillation, non-attention, dullness and drowsiness, consternation, elation, distress, too much or too little energy, longing, cognition of diversity, and being too intent on visible forms. Free of these, the jhanas can be developed. Then liberating insight attained. Majjhima Nikaya 1, 36 and 37 lists as defilements of citta, which lead to a bad rebirth, greed and covetousness, ill will, anger, malice, hypocrisy, spite, envy, stinginess, deceit, treachery, obstinacy, impetuousness, conceit, arrogance, pride, heedlessness. Samyutta Nikaya 5, 92 and 93, on the other hand, reduces such long lists to that of the 5 hindrances: sense desire, ill will, dullness and drowsiness, restlessness, and worry and vacillation. These are the 5 defilements of citta. Defiled by these defilements, citta is not pliable, mudu, nor is it workable, kamaniyam. I don't know how to pronounce that. Nor is it brightly shining, pabhasaram, nor perfectly concentrated for the destruction of the cankers, i.e. for arahatship. The parallel of wording here to the Anguttara Nikaya 1, 8-10 passage, defilements, pliable, workable, brightly shining, is obvious, and shows the close relationship of the 2 passages. The Samyutta Nikaya 5, 92 and 93 also compares the defilements of Citta to impurities in gold ore, an interesting image implying that, just as gold does not manifest its intrinsic radiance when mixed with impurities, so the intrinsic radiance of Citta is not apparent when it is defiled by the hindrances, or by the other defilements listed above. The Anguttara Nikaya 1, 253 through 55 also gives a simile of a gold refining, paralleling this with the process of meditative development. The gold ore must be washed 3 times to get rid of the gross, moderate, and fine defilements, upakileshas. This parallels a monk getting rid of the following defilements: bad conduct of deed, word, and thought, thoughts of sense desires, ill will, or cruelty, and reflections on his relatives, district, or reputation. The gold refiner must then properly smelt the gold till it is fully free of dross. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Only then will it be pliable, workable, brightly shining, no longer brittle, and ready to be made into various ornaments. Just so, a monk must not only get rid of the defilements specified above, but also of thinking about mental objects, before he attains one-pointedness of Citta, a peaceful state of meditative concentration. He may then realize whichever higher knowledge, abhinya, he wishes. So, I didn't pronounce those words exactly correctly, and it was kind of choppy, but hopefully reading this passage for you has deepened your understanding, or whatever. Maybe it's helpful in some other way. To me, it's really interesting, this brightly shining mind. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's beautiful.